Hits 1055. Welcome to the morning show. Hope everyone is having a wonderful Wednesday morning. It's 47 degrees outside right now. The sun is shining. It's beautiful. And in the studio with me right now, I have Christy Fryman, the director of the emergency management here in Shelby County, and Ricky G, as I'm going to call her, because I was going to try to say her last name. Good morning, ladies. How are you? Good morning. Okay, so I don't know if you've heard, there's an eclipse that's going to happen April 8th. And yeah, so you are here because we're going to talk about things that we can do to get prepared, what to expect. And you guys have a wonderful, I'm looking at some of the stuff, how you're trying to get people prepared and on the websites and all of that. And so this morning, what we wanted, just some of those highlights that you need to get people to start thinking, because you hear different things like you got to do this or that. This is what to expect. Okay, we're going to hear it from the right people, the right people here. So what are some of the things that we should expect?
Yeah, so on April 8th, it's fast approaching. We will expect a total solar eclipse. So this is kind of a once in a lifetime thing. For us to see. I think the next one in Ohio isn't until
2099.
Yeah, so it's a once in a lifetime thing. So the total eclipse will start to come in. You'll start to see the sky get a little darker around 1:54 p.m. on that Monday afternoon.
Okay, see, thank you for telling me that, because I thought it was 3 o'clock. I kept preparing for like a 3 o'clock hour.
Right, so the 3 o'clock is when you're going to see
full totality.
Okay.
Yes. So it'll start to get darker about 1:54, and then by 3:09 is when totality begins. So that's when you're going to be looking up at the sky and seeing what happens. And that's going to last about 3 minutes and 52 seconds of that
full darkness.
Yes, of seeing that eclipse. And then it'll start to get light, right? So the eclipse will actually end at 4:25. So from 1:54 p.m. to 4:52 is the total time that the eclipse happens, with that time frame of 3:09 to 3:11 of when the total eclipse happens.
Okay.
So it'll get dark, you'll see the eclipse, and then it'll gradually get light.
Okay. See, I was just preparing for 3 o'clock. So now, 1 o'clock. And so since we're in the total totality, we're going to have a lot of people that are coming to visit us. What are your expectations or projections of how many people that we expect, and what the impact of all the people? It's going to be great. People are coming to Shelby County, but what's the impact that you think it's going to be?
So for that, I kind of look at it as it's country concert on steroids.
Yes.
So Shelby County, we know exactly what to do during that time frame when we have that influx of folks that, I know it's just centered in Fort Laramie, but they do, they bleed into Sydney, Walmart, gas stations, and everything else. So I think it's just important to know that once this time frame ends, that, we're going to see visitors that could double in size. Like I said, country concert on steroids, kind of high volume, cell phone usage. We could have, our cell towers could be bogged down, which if that means then most stores use, Wi-Fi for their registers and everything. So credit cards could possibly, not work. So I would definitely make sure that we have extra cash on hand, stock up on your food, medicine, and so forth. I would make sure that if you happen to have doctor's appointment, either do that before Monday or do it a few days after, just as people start to alleviate throughout the area. But I definitely would see a backup on I-75, and with that, then those folks will bleed off to our county and city streets. So those may be, congested through there. So just be patient, be prepared in that, and just kind of be aware of your surroundings.
That's right. Because I lived on 25A, and when I-75 would be congested, they'd all go out to 25A. So all your back roads, 25A, that, think about that. I'll just get off the interstate. Think about that. You might be sitting there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the past, we've done this planning for over 2 years now.
Yeah.
And we've looked at after action reports from Kentucky and then out in, I think it was
Madras, Oregon.
Madras, Oregon. So we looked to see what was going on out there. And the problem that they had out there is once the eclipse is over, everybody gets on the roads and goes home. That's when you're going to have the congestion. So if you can be patient, wait a while to go home, that would be the most beneficial thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. Because you don't think about that's what most people do. I mean, that's the normal. Okay, we're done. Let's go.
Right. I mean, we're seeing people will probably start to come in on Friday. Most
Okay.
of our events are happening on, I believe, Monday. We have a couple that are over the weekend. But right now in Shelby County, we have 21 events scheduled. So it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And as of February, hotels were either booked or at near capacity.
Mm-hmm.
And then checking with camping, we're seeing those numbers increase. So I think as we get closer to the event, it's becoming real.
Yeah.
And people are really starting to jump on board with this event happening.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because you've been planning for this for 2 years, and I said I just learned about it in the fall. I had no idea, and I think a lot of people were that way. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna look at the sky, but now it's like, no, I mean, no, it's gonna be a lot bigger than you think. And being prepared is one thing, and at the emergency management where you work, I mean, this is where what you do is really going to play a key part in this.
Right. So on the day of the eclipse, we'll actually be.
Hits 1055. That was Bonnie Tyler with Total Eclipse of the Heart. Good morning. Welcome to the morning show. Hope everyone is having a wonderful Wednesday morning. Did you know that there's going to be an eclipse April 8th? And in the studio with me, I have Christy Furman and Ricky G from the EMA, and they're here to talk more about what we can expect on April 8th. And I've learned some stuff already. I'm about to learn some more. Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good morning. Doing good.
Okay, so some of the things that, we talked about being prepared. We have to be patient because I-75 is going to have a lot of traffic. And one of the things I do, the glasses, talk a little bit about the glasses that we need to have and when we need to have them and what to look for. Because I now you can get glasses at the library. I do know that. Ricky gave me a pair. Minster Bank gave me a pair. And then the Chamber of Commerce gave me a pair. So what is some of the things that we need to look for?
So some of the things, one, you can get your glasses. It sounds very generic, but it's where we got ours as well. But it's eclipseglasses.com. I believe it should be the first one that pops up when you Google search it. But you want to make sure that they have the ISO 12312-2 code. It would be on the left-hand side of the frame when you get those. And those are really important. Those are filtered. They're certified. Those are the ones that you should have. I do not recommend wearing sunglasses, polarized, welding helmets, anything. I know it's a little drastic,
Really?
but
that was a question?
Yeah.
I love that because I wouldn't have thought about that. I thought you would have been safe because
Yes.
it's safe from sparks. So
Yeah, it's just a different type of the filtration that's on these glasses that is supposed to protect your eyes better. And not knowing at 1:54 where the partial eclipse begins, that's when you really should have those glasses on. And then by the time it gets to the 3:09 where the totality begins, that is where the moon is fully covering the sun. That's when you can safely take off your glasses, enjoy that view. So you have your 3 minutes and 52 seconds of totality for that. And then once the partial begins again at the 3:13, when your sun is starting to expose again, that's when you need to put your glasses on until the end of it at 4:25 p.m.
Okay.
So that's the safe wearing of the glasses.
See, and I didn't know that. I had no idea. And the ones that she looked at are from the library. They have that code on it. Thank you very much, Shelby County Libraries, Ricky. So, Christy, some of the things too that you do at the EMA, can you explain to people what the EMA is, how important it is to us here in Shelby County? Because some people may not know that this was even here available.
Right. So emergency management is we help people prepare for disasters, plan for disasters, and recover. It's a cycle that we go through. And when we talk about solar eclipse, what we're doing is we're getting all of our first responders, all of our health department, our hospital, all of our partners on the same board of what to expect. And then, like I mentioned before, that hub, the EOC is the center of the hub, where we can share information, gather information, and really just understand what's going on. Now, day to day, a lot of our focus is on planning for disasters. When I say disasters, I'm talking about tornadoes. I'm talking about it could be an explosion. It could be a hazmat incident. Anything that would cause issues with people. That's what emergency management does. We help people, again, prepare, plan, and recover from disasters.
Yeah, and that's I didn't even know. How long has this been available to us here in Shelby County?
Oh, it's been years.
See, I didn't even know.
Yeah, as a state, you're required to have an emergency management for your county. And then so we run it for Shelby County.
Mm-hmm.
So we have great relations with all of our first responders, all of our partners. We work closely with other emergency managers across the region and even at the state level.
Yeah, so you said the EOC. Can you tell people what that is? I know what it is, but some people might.
The EOC is the Emergency Operations Center. Again, during the eclipse, we'll be there, and I like to sum it up as the hub of information. We'll share information, and that's where we can really coordinate resources. So say that there's a accident on 75 on the day of the eclipse, we can work with ODOT and OSP because they'll be right there with us in our operations center to figure out how we can really get away from the situation or how to get people on the outer roads, or the county roads or country roads. So those sources in the EOC will help us get through that.
Yeah, thank you. That is fantastic. And so Ricky, can you tell us a little bit about what you guys, because you've been researching, you've been preparing. What are some of the things that you found like interesting as you're preparing for all of this?
It's a once in a lifetime opportunity for sure. Like we had said earlier, the next one that's not coming through, Ohio, isn't until 2099. So I find that just fascinating, interesting anyways, but also I don't really know what to expect when watching it. Like I've seen videos and folks post those, but it'll be fun to see it in person and be able to then talk about it and just have living through that experience. And I think it's just going to be really cool and fun to see. And I think it's also great that, we have 21 whole events in Shelby County. I think that's great that everyone's taking a part in it, being available for our visitors to come in and have a place to be. And so then they get to live in this moment too. We get to meet new people and I just think it's a great thing overall. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, and with the influx of people that will be visiting, we want them to come back. And so what are you guys expecting as far as the people? What are your projections as far as people being here?
So when we've been looking at recent studies, it looks like a lot of our people are going to come from the Carolinas and Virginia into the Chicago area.
Okay.
And Ricky, talked about how it's been some things that have been interesting. I want to highlight that we've received calls from other states. I think it was...
Yeah, I had one from California and then an email from someone, I think it was New Jersey. And that was early back, like closer to like the end of summer, beginning of fall, when someone had reached out and just asked for different locations. If you're curious to see more, I do follow quite a few of Solar Eclipse Facebook pages. There's like Ohio one, then there's just a larger array. And I'm on those every day, just seeing what people are doing, what events. I also just like to see where they're at in Ohio, like what areas. And so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, there is a lot because Facebook gives me suggestions. Look at this one. So I just joined the group because I'm nosy and I like to see what other people. And there was an article in the Dayton Daily News. I don't know if you guys saw that. Julie sent that was really, really good. And that was from a spectator, her perspective, and it really made you think of things that you didn't think of.
Right.
And that's what you guys are doing. And what is something else that helped you guys get prepared for this? Because also it's April, the weather.
Yeah, the weather is, we don't know. We don't know what to expect, to be honest. We shouldn't be in the 70s like we are today.
That'd be nice.
And then we could see snow flurries next week.
We could.
But the bottom line is we still expect people to come to Shelby County, and it's still going to get dark. Now, if it's cloudy, you're not going to be a great view. But we're still going to go through the process of the eclipse. So just know that as we get closer, the weather we'll be able to predict it better, right? If we do see the sunny skies, the better weather, I think we'll have more people even come to our area.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. People are going to look at the 10-day forecast, the 5-day forecast, and they're waiting to see what, how far do I want to travel, and that's going to be the thing. And things are going to be happening the whole entire weekend. But so can you let people know what the website is again? Because we're going to drill that because there's so much information. Yeah. I love it.
Absolutely. It's visit SydneyShelby.com. It's our Visitors Bureau site. And underneath the 2024 Total Solar Eclipse tab, it has every information from all of those events listed on there. Underneath our Facebook page for Shelby County Emergency Management Agency, that is where you can find a lot of our what our visitors, residents, and businesses, just little helps, tips, and tricks for preparation, that you can find those on our Facebook page.
Yeah, okay. It's been wonderful talking to you. I've been looking so forward to this. You have no idea. And then on the day of the eclipse, it's Monday. It's a Monday, isn't it?
Monday, right.
Oh, that's fun. We're going to check in with you guys and see traffic conditions, what you're seeing. And hopefully, you guys are going to be busy. So I really appreciate you guys coming in today because you're busy now. It's like all coming together. And you can go to, like I said, you can go to their website and get all kinds of information. And before we go, what's one thing that you want people to remember as far as Monday, April 8th?
I think our motto lately has been be prepared,
Be patient.
but have fun.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to use that. Thank you. Be prepared, be patient, and have fun. I love that. Well, it has been a pleasure. Thank you, ladies, for coming in this morning. And we are going to talk to you on Monday, April 8th again. Check in. Make sure you guys are good. If you need anything, I won't be able to get there, but I can give you positive vibes.
We appreciate that.
Yes, all the positive vibes.
Thank you. And don't forget to get your glasses. And Ricky told you what to look for to make sure. Don't wear your polarized ones that you just bought off Amazon. Anyway, thank you so much. That was Christy Fryman, the director of the EMA here in Shelby County, and Ricky G, the specialist coordinator for the EMA. Well, it's been wonderful. Thank you, ladies.
Thank
It's
you.
been so
Having
much
us.
fun. Coming up next, we're going to take a short break and look at your local weather, and we're going to check in with the Shelby County Dog Warden, Chastity Crowder, for the Adoptable Pet of the Week, brought to you by Tri-County Veterinary Service. It's Hits 105.5.